The media as an unseen architect of societal transformation in an era defined by information saturation, media remains one of society's most powerful engines of transformation. While often overlooked in favor of grand political movements or grassroots campaigns, media operates beneath the surface, shaping public perception through relentless narrative construction. This omnipresence makes it both an invaluable tool and an insidious force in driving societal change. From the printed word to digital algorithms, every medium carries implicit power over how we perceive justice, progress, and resistance. The invisible handshake between content creation and cultural evolution is not random. It is meticulously crafted through deliberate exposure to new ideas, values, and perspectives. Media acts as the conduit that facilitates this evolution, ensuring that messages traverse from innovators to mainstream consciousness. A well-crafted news piece can spark national conversations about systemic injustice long before legislative action occurs. Documentaries expose hidden truths that policymakers refuse to acknowledge publicly, while viral videos amplify voices from marginalized communities who have historically been silenced. Consider the 2016 Black Lives Matter protests. What began as isolated demonstrations gained global traction when footage of police brutality was rapidly disseminated across platforms. This exponential spread transformed a local issue into an international movement overnight. However, this same mechanism also has potential for distortion. Misinformation spreads faster than verified facts, especially within polarized online ecosystems where confirmation bias dominates user engagement patterns. Challenging established narratives through disruptive storytelling. Traditional narratives are rarely challenged without external stimulus. Powerful institutions often maintain their dominance through controlled dissemination of acceptable viewpoints. Yet disruptive storytelling provides an essential counterbalance to these entrenched systems. Filmmakers, investigative journalists, and digital activists use innovative techniques to dismantle conventional wisdom. By framing issues differently, such as portraying environmental degradation from indigenous perspectives rather than purely economic ones, they create space for alternative understandings. Documentary series like The Social Dilemma revealed how algorithmic biases shape our cognitive environments. Social media campaigns using memes and infographics democratize access to complex sociopolitical debates. Podcasts offering personal stories behind policy decisions humanize abstract legal frameworks. These methods don't simply inform audiences, they emotionally engage them in ways traditional academia never could achieve at scale. When viewers watch a documentary showing children affected by climate change, they experience empathy that academic reports struggle to replicate. Digital tools now allow creators to reach targeted demographics effectively. Hashtag activism enables coordinated mobilization efforts around issues ranging from gender equality to racial justice, creating unprecedented visibility for underrepresented causes. Mechanisms of influence. How stories shape collective consciousness. The way stories are told fundamentally affects which realities gain legitimacy. Media organizations determine whose experiences get documented, how events are contextualized, and ultimately what conclusions readers draw from those accounts. Selective framing becomes particularly influential during pivotal historical moments. For example, when reporting on immigration crises, emphasizing humanitarian aspects versus security concerns yields entirely different societal responses. Data reveals striking disparities. Studies show that outlets leaning left tend to cover labor rights issues 3 times more frequently than right-leaning counterparts. These coverage differences inevitably influence reader perceptions and subsequent behavioral outcomes. Visual storytelling amplifies this effect dramatically. A single photograph capturing protest intensity can convey volumes more meaning than any written description ever could. Images become cultural artifacts that shape collective memory decades after initial publication. The double-edged sword of digital democratization. While digital technologies empower citizens to become content producers, they also fragment attention spans and dilute message impact. Inconsistent quality control means misinformation proliferates alongside authentic advocacy efforts. User-generated content offers both opportunities and dangers. On one hand, it allows immediate documentation of injustices as they unfold. On the other hand, unverified claims gain traction quickly due to platform algorithms prioritizing engagement metrics over factual accuracy. Prioritizing virality creates perverse incentives. Content creators may compromise truthfulness to maximize shares and likes, knowing algorithmic preferences reward sensationalism over substance. Solutions exist but require active participation from users and platforms alike. Fact-checking initiatives help combat falsehoods, yet remain under-resourced compared to the volume of misinformation circulating daily online spaces. Power dynamics within media ecosystems. Behind each media outlet lies an intricate network of financial interests, ideological leanings, and geopolitical influences. Understanding these structures helps discern why certain stories receive disproportionate attention while others languish unnoticed. Mainstream news corporations derive revenue primarily from advertising and subscription models, inherently influencing editorial choices towards profit-generating topics. This commercial aspect shapes coverage priorities significantly, sometimes at the expense of deeper investigations. Case study illustration: investigative journalism exposing corporate malfeasance risks losing sponsors who might feel threatened by revelations. As a result, many scandals go unreported unless supported by independent journalistic bodies lacking similar funding constraints. Independent media platforms provide crucial counterweight against dominant narratives. However, they face constant challenges maintaining sustainability amidst fierce competition for dwindling resources in today's crowded information landscape. Bridging gaps through cross-cultural communication strategies. Effective societal change requires nuanced understanding beyond one's own cultural bubble. Media serves as bridge builder, connecting disparate groups through shared human experiences expressed creatively. Cross-cultural storytelling involves careful translation work, not merely language conversion but conveying underlying emotions accurately. What resonates strongly within a particular culture might lose its emotional punch when transplanted elsewhere without proper adaptation. Translation challenges include variations in humor expressions across cultures, different interpretations of silence and pauses in conversation styles, contrasting views on familial obligations and individual freedoms. Solution strategies involving native speakers early in production processes. Their input ensures authenticity while minimizing misunderstandings caused by literal translations, missing subtleties inherent in idiomatic speech. Cultural ambassadors play vital roles too, helping craft messages resonating simultaneously within target audiences and broader global community. Their lived experiences enable creation of bridges previously thought impossible. Ethical considerations in information transmission. With immense power comes great responsibility. Ethical considerations define whether media functions constructively or destructively regarding societal change initiatives. Journalistic integrity demands adherence to core principles like objectivity, verifiability, and transparency. Departures from these standards erode trust foundations upon which informed citizenry depends heavily. Transparency in sourcing is critical, disclosing interview locations, verifying photographs through reverse image searches, tracking down original document sources all contribute towards building credibility necessary for meaningful dialogue. Accountability mechanisms ensure consequences follow breaches of professional conduct. Independent regulatory bodies review complaints systematically, promoting consistency across industry practices nationwide. Future trajectories of media-mediated change processes. Trends suggest increased integration of artificial intelligence in content curation processes will redefine how audiences encounter information. Algorithmically optimized feeds promise personalized learning paths but risk reinforcing existing worldview boundaries. Virtual reality applications open possibilities for immersive education experiences. Users can witness poverty conditions firsthand, experiencing marginalization not just intellectually but physically through simulated realities designed for maximum emotional resonance. Potential pitfalls include over-reliance on VR for activism risking depersonalization of real-world struggles, lack of accessibility features limiting equitable participation among diverse populations, commercial exploitation of empathetic experiences, undermining genuine solidarity efforts. As these developments unfold, proactive governance frameworks will become imperative to guide responsible innovation aligned with societal good rather than merely market efficiencies. Education programs focusing on media literacy equip future generations better navigate evolving informational landscapes safely and critically. Teaching how to analyze sources, identify biases, recognize echo chambers collectively strengthens democratic resilience against manipulative tactics. Conclusion: understanding the role of media as a transformative agent illuminates pathways forward toward constructive societal reform. It reveals both tremendous potentials and significant responsibilities entwined with modern communication systems. Actionable takeaways demand continuous vigilance regarding content consumption habits coupled with intentional support directed towards ethically grounded media enterprises championing progressive values globally.